Clint with Stitzer Properties, and in today's video I want to talk to you about geometric changes. What does that mean? A lot of times when we want to make massive changes to our income or our results or our productivity, the natural human response is to think that we've got to make huge adjustments in a ton of different areas. I'm going to take massive action to double my income, okay? And it's a natural response. The thing is that it's not always the right response, and it's definitely not the most efficient response. In today's video, I'm going to show you 4 small tweaks that when they happen in sequential order, they make geometric output and will 2.5 times your income. Here we go. All right, so we're going to dive right into the spreadsheet. What I'm going to teach you here is the 4-step sales process, okay? It's a very simple sales process. We measure it in our firm. I promise you it's reflective of a real estate sale. Really what we're going to focus on in this example is we're going to focus on your monthly sphere and past client connection process to generate referrals. Okay, so here's the 4-step sales process when we talk about sphere. Step number 1 is contact attempts. Okay, you cannot have a conversation without attempting to contact somebody. So for simplicity's sake, let's assume these are all phone calls. Okay, you have a contact attempt, you have a conversion ratio of those contact attempts into conversations. Okay, so the red arrow is the area at which there's a conversion percentage, and then the next meaningful outcome. After you have a meaningful conversation with someone in your sphere, what does that look like? We'll talk more about it in our webinar, The 6 Drivers of a Thriving Real Estate Career. But inside of that meaningful conversation, a certain percentage of those are going to be turned into an appointment scheduled. What do the appointments look like? I'm not going to bore you on this video. That's what we dive into the webinar. But for now, it's an appointment that's scheduled. Okay? Then you're going to have a percentage conversion of those appointments that are scheduled into appointments that held. What does that mean? Hey, I'm going to schedule a time to meet you for coffee Wednesday at noon. A certain percentage of those people are going to be able to show up, and a certain percentage are going to cancel. So that's our conversion percentage from appointment scheduled to appointment held. Okay? And then ultimately, out of those appointments, you're going to get referrals. Those people in your sphere, your past clients, they're going to refer you business. So the conversion ratio of that appointment held to a referral is also demonstrated by this red arrow. So the way that this spreadsheet works is we have a calculation that says 79% of our contact attempts turn into conversations. So that means we have to have 63 contact attempts to have 50 conversations. 18% of those conversations are going to turn into appointments. So that means we have 9 appointments for every 50 conversations. 90% of those appointments are going to get held, 10% going to get canceled. Stuff happens, people have life issues, whatever. So 8 appointments are going to be held. Out of those 8 appointments, I'm eventually going to earn 19% referral ratio. That means I'm going to get 2 referrals out of those appointments, those connections with my sphere and past client database. And of those referrals, 50% are going to turn into closings. Why? Sometimes you're going to get referred from a past client or friend, and that person's already going to know another agent, or their mom's going to be an agent, or they're already searching for homes. Whatever the situation may be, we assume about a 50% conversion ratio as a baseline, okay? So if you don't have these numbers and you've never measured them for yourself in the past, don't beat yourself up. Most people don't. So what I've plugged in here are just some general averages of someone who's just becoming aware and intentional about this process. So in this specific example right here, what we have is we have 50 people in our sphere past client database. We have a 79% conversion of contact attempts to conversations. That means every month it's going to take us 63 call attempts to talk to everyone in our sphere and past client database once. So 63 call attempts per month gets us 50 conversations. Of those 50 conversations, 18% conversion ratio, we're going to have 9 appointments, 8 appointments held. We're going to get 2 referrals, and if I add the zeros to this, you'll see that that's less. 50% of those referrals are going to turn into closings. Those closings monthly times 12 is 9.23. So in this baseline example, we have an agent that's got 50 people in their sphere and past client database that they're staying in touch with every single month. From that 50-person database of friends, family, and past clients, they're going to get 9.23 transactions per year. 9.23 transactions per year times an average price point of $400,000 is going to get us $3.7 million in real estate sales. and then a gross commission before broker splits, before MLS fees, before advertising, before all of your expenses to operate your practice, we're gonna get $92,340 in gross commission. Okay, so I'm going fast on this, but I'm going fast because there's a lot to cover, and I'm gonna show you the power of incremental change in a few small areas. So let's say that you came to me and said, Clint, I wanna double my business. I'm gonna ask you these questions. How many people are in your Sphere Past Client database? How regularly do you contact them? What's your conversions? Most people aren't gonna know these answers, so I'm gonna pull some company averages and discount them a little bit for people who are just getting aware of this process, okay? Then I'm gonna say, now let's figure out how we can double your 3.7 million sales from the last year. Actually, let's 2.5 times it, excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna change 4 areas. We're gonna make incremental, small little changes. The first change we're gonna make is we're gonna go from 50 people in your Sphere Past Client database to 70. A lot of people are like, well, I don't have 20 more past clients. How am I gonna get from 50 to 70? At this webinar, the 6 drivers of a thriving real estate practice, we have a resource, 150 ways to build a database. We literally give you 150 ideas to help you get 20 more people to stay in meaningful connection with every month. Okay, so it's a small change, 50 people in your database to 70. That's it, not very hard. Okay, then we're gonna say, hey, your conversion ratio of contacts to conversations, let's just leave that the same. We're not gonna change it. Okay, so instead of making 63 calls a month to our Sphere and Past clients, we're gonna make 89 calls, all right? Now, the next change, the next tweak that we're gonna make is we're gonna say, can we just get 5% better? I mean, we're not gonna try and double your conversion ratio. Can we just get 5% better at really being intentional about setting that appointment? Setting that appointment with your clients and Sphere, okay? If we get 5% better, it's a pretty small number, what's that gonna look like? That means we're now gonna be holding 16 appointments per month, not 9. 16 appointments per month. Okay, so this 90% held, we're gonna leave that the same. We're not even gonna change it, okay? Tweak number 3 that we're gonna look at is we're gonna say, hey, let's look at our appointments held, how we're engaging in our conversations, how we're showing up in our appointments, how we're showing up on Facebook or in other areas such that people know, like, and trust us, that we're in flow with them and they're gonna feel good about sending us real estate referral opportunities, okay? So we're just gonna be more aware about how we show up, and that is gonna result in at least a small 4% increase. So we're gonna go from 19% referral rate to 23%. Okay, so tweak number 3 is we're gonna increase the referral rate that we're earning from our meaningful conversations by staying in flow with our Sphere contact. There's a lot more depth into how to do this and the science and psychology behind it in our webinar, The 6 Drivers, which you're welcome to attend. But for now, I'm just teaching you the function of this geometric change. Okay, so we're gonna increase by 4%. That's gonna result in, from 1.5 referrals per month to 3 referrals per month. Okay, now the last tweak that we're gonna make, is we're gonna go from a 50% conversion of referrals received to 60%. We're just gonna get 10% better. A lot of people say, how am I gonna get 10% better? It seems like a lot, but it actually isn't. We're gonna get more efficient at our first interview. We're gonna get a little bit better at our sellers interviews and our buyers interviews. We're gonna be more efficient at getting people onto drip systems and making sure we're staying in touch with them every week or every 2 weeks. We're gonna become more aware of where they're at in the buying and selling process and what the appropriate value to offer them is, okay? So it's a small tweak in performance, and there's a few things to understand that we teach in the 6 drivers. A lot of them are just mindset. They're not these massive changes. They're just mindset that help you get incrementally better at each one of these areas, okay? So you go from 50% to 60%. That outcome takes you from 0.77 transactions per month to 2 transactions per month. We go from 9.23 sales annually, okay, call it 9 deals a year at 3.6 million, to 24 deals a year. 24 transactions a year at an average price point of $400,000 is $9.6 million. Gross commission goes from $92,340 to $239,954. Okay, again, this is at a 2.5% average income or commission and a $400,000 average price. All we did was get incrementally better in 4 areas. We only added 20 people to our database. Most people forgot to stay in touch with 20 past clients. We're gonna get 5% better at our conversation to appointment ratio, 4% better at our appointment to referral ratio, and we're gonna get 10% better at our conversion of referrals. At the end of the day, that is going to 2.6 times your business. So right there is the sales optimization process, and those are the 4 tweaks that you can make to 2.5 times your income. If you have any questions or you want to learn more about it, we go into all of the details in our webinar, The 6 Drivers of a Thriving Real Estate Career. You're more than welcome to come. It's free. It's all about giving. We want to earn your trust. We want to have a great relationship with all of the other agents in the marketplace, and this is my gift to you associated with it. So if you hear from us and you get an invitation to that webinar, this is what we're diving into. It's real value. It's real insight. They're great tools. If you have any questions, feel free to call us. Office line 775-393-9881. Thanks for watching.